I was browsing around eBay and I made a impulse buy. I got this 2-paddle kit for the PlayStation 5 controller, and usually before I review a product I do some research on it, I use it, and they're usually name brand. This particular item doesn't have a name brand. I just purchased it out of the blue thinking, hey, why not? I haven't done a 2-paddle review yet and this looks like an interesting item. Well, the funny thing is, this item shows that the brand of it is MOCOT, and if I search this brand I don't really see it anywhere. The only place you could find it is like on Alibaba, and you could buy thousands of pieces at one time. But the product name is MC 5300. So if you search this by product name, you come across this item on Amazon. But the thing is, there's different brands that are selling this. So my take on this, that this product is probably manufactured in bulk out of China, and then that company probably licenses out and other companies brand it and sell it. So the thing that caught my eye about this product is the 3 different presets you could set, as well as the turbo mode. And we'll go more into the tutorial on the turbo mode and the different presets later on in the video after I do the installation of this product. So make sure you guys stick around. And if you haven't yet, if you're enjoying this kind of content, guys, thumbs up, subscribe, really helps out this channel, going for the 10K and above. Let's get it. So you get this little box here, the product comes in. Let's see what we get inside. We have the standard ribbon cables. We have this instruction manual, which we don't need this, that's why I'm making this video, so you could just watch it and throw this out. We have these 2 pretty cheap tools, which I'm not going to be using. I'm going to be using my own. Some screws, and we get this back shell for the controller. Now, for some reason it looks like this has been assembled already. As you can see here, it usually comes like this, separate. Same as the other kits that I've been doing the reviews on, such as the EXTREMERATE and the Thompson. So the fact that this already comes in, I'm not sure if this was a used item or something, that was a return. Anyway, I guess we'll try to install it and see if it works. That's the main thing. So pretty much this is the same setup and everything as the other paddles. So if you watch my other tutorials on the EXTREMERATE, you have this ribbon cable that's going to connect there. It's very basic. This installation pretty easy. So let's get going. So we have our standard BDM020 controller. The reason I could tell is because of this logo here. If this wasn't here, it would be a BDM010. So this kit applies for the BDM010 and the 020. So if you have the 3rd generation, this will not work. If you want to see how to open the controller to get to this part, just check out this video right here. But basically you just take out the screws, take out the back shell, and we'll start from here. Next we take the battery out. Now we could take out the back battery case, but with the screw here. And now we take out these ribbon cables. Let's see here. So I'm gonna skip this part. So if you wanted to map like the R3 and the L3, these buttons and this touchpad to the back buttons, you would have to solder this on. But I never use these on the back paddle, so I never do this part. I just think it's kind of a waste of time. So I'm gonna just put this away. So we're just gonna need this. So since this is a BDM020 controller, and just to confirm it, we would take this motherboard, flip it over, and here in the small print it says BDM020. So since this is a BDM020, we need some scissors, and we're just gonna cut off here where it shows BDM010 because we don't need this. Same exact process with the EXTREMERATE controllers. Okay, and since my controller is already installed, I think I have to unscrew this because I need to access this strip here. Okay. That just made me do more work than I need to do. Let's put this aside. Let's build this real quick. Try to figure out, test it out, see how it works. These two holes go here, as in the other controllers. Now it's not good that it's coming out, because my experience with these was that the connection came back, could come off. But I think that's good. See if we could peek inside. Yeah, it's ripped, mother. So this thing ripped here. I guess that's what you get when you buy cheap stuff. We need to figure this out here. It should still work because you just need these cables here to connect to it, I believe. So my solution is to take a piece of tape and just try to tape it out here just a little bit so it stays until I close it. So for the cables, we're going to take this long one, golden fingers inside, hook it there. So for this one, we're just going to take this like this and like this. Now we could put our battery case together. Put back the battery. Okay, so now let's take this right here. So we're gonna try to put this in here first. Now we're gonna screw the case back onto the back shell. See if we can make it, put it like this a little bit easier. Okay. Let's give it a quick test to see if it turns on. So the controller is on. We're supposed to push this for 5 seconds, but it seems that it's not working. So we need to probably see if we could change that ribbon cable. I do have an extra cable from EXTREMERATE pack, so we're gonna go ahead and see if I could switch this with this one and if we have any luck. So I went ahead and cut this because it's connected to the other side. I don't want to deal with it right now. So this is the EXTREMERATE one. As you could tell, this is flimsy, rips easy. Compared to EXTREMERATE, it even has their logo on here. This is much more durable. So this kit is, like I said, it seems like just a cheaper version of the EXTREMERATE. Everything is the same, but shittier quality. But I think this cable, they're pretty much identical. This should work, but I don't know. I guess let's find out. So we're just gonna put it back together. Let me get that piece of tape out. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up as before and plug in that ribbon cable in here to the motherboard, the clicky buttons, and we'll go from there. Now that we got the board hooked up to the new cable, we're just gonna tighten up the bracket. Okay. All right, let's see if we have any luck this time. Put it through a power cable, turn it on. And it looks like the red light is on, so I believe it's now working. So the problem was that ribbon cable that we changed from EXTREMERATE. Let's try to map it now. So I think if we hold it for 5 seconds, this is supposed to put it into a test mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not sure what the test mode does, but I think when the red light blinks, that means that these are active. Okay, so let's go to map mode. So we're in map mode. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push the pedal we wanna map. So we wanna do this one, and we're gonna map it here. I believe we're supposed to push this again and get out. So let's map this one, this one. So we're gonna put map mode, map this pedal, and we wanna do this one to the X and push map. So we have this pedal is mapped and this pedal mapped. So let's switch to profile 2 and let's try to map the turbo mode. So if we push the turbo, the light should go on. And I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it's lightly on. So now it's lit, so let's map it here. For some reason, this turbo mode, because if I push this one, the lights are pretty bright. Now there's a problem here. I'm not sure. Let's open it up. I think there might be an issue with that ribbon cable. So the turbo mode is not working. The light is very dim. I think I may know what the issue is, because when I was putting that ribbon cable, there was a little hole in there, and I do have one more left. So let's just try this and see what happens. So this is where I think the problem may be. It's right here. If you check here, there's like a little hole. It's not a hole, but there's a scratch here, and I'm thinking maybe the connection is not letting go to the turbo mode, or maybe just this ribbon cable is not compatible with the turbo mode. I'm not sure, but I do have this one. I'm going to switch it around real quick, and will be my last attempt. If this doesn't work, then it is what it is. So here's the first cable that went to shit. Here's the second one. I'm not sure if this was the issue or not, but I just installed the third one, and I'm hoping this is gonna work. So let's put this together. And I also put all this electric tape on here just because this was flimsy and it looked like some of these cables were going to disconnect. So I wanted to make sure this stays steady. So some electric tape pops out. So I'm going to try to install this kit now, and let's test it out again. So the other issue we're running into right now is we basically need to put this in here with the golden fingers touching the board like this. But so we basically have to do it like this. But this ribbon cable is designed differently, so we kind of have to turn it around here like this. That's if you're using the EXTREMERATE ribbon cable. I am not sure if the design for the original ribbon cable was this way or not. I assume it wasn't. If it was, then that's some bad engineering. But I wouldn't be surprised with this kit with anything. Everything is possible with this kit. So I'm gonna take some electric tape here and just cover it up here. This cable is just snug, sticking out. So I was worried maybe that's why the connection wasn't working, but I am not sure anymore. We're just gonna put it like this. Should be okay. We'll figure out how it's gonna work when I get everything installed, and then we're gonna do the review and to see if it's actually worth it to buy this thing. Well, the light is on here, so that's good. Just want to make sure that the turbo mode is on. That's what we care about. I want to test the turbo mode. That was the only thing basically I was looking forward to, was to test the turbo mode and give a little review on it. But I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So yeah, so basically we're just gonna cover it up like this. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so let's put our gamepad tester here to see what's going on. So when we click the turbo mode, click here, let's click a different button. No, so turbo mode is not working, so I'm going to leave this here. My opinion for this, stay away from it. So my final thoughts, I played around 2 hours with this controller just to test it out and see how responsive the back pedals were. And to my surprise, they're very nice. I mean, no complaints about the back pedals whatsoever. I just hope they last because they do feel a little bit cheap. Unfortunately, the turbo mode we couldn't get working, and that's a bummer because I really wanted to test it out. I think there's better options, like such as EXTREMERATE with the 2 paddles. But if you really are interested in the back paddles with the turbo mode, I think this is a good deal. It's around $35. You could find it on eBay. I'm going to leave the links I found for this controller on Amazon and my affiliated links down in the description. So there's a little port here. It's a USB-C port, and this is to update the firmware. On their brochure panel, it says go to magicmind9.com and you're supposed to update the firmware there. But I went to that website and it's just a little strange. I didn't see any information on this controller or updating the firmware. So just this whole kit, this whole process of this controller was just a little strange to me. If anyone in the comments know what the heck this thing is and why it's so hard to figure out and make it work, just let me know in the comments, as well as updating the firmware. Am I just dumb, or is there something to this that I don't understand? Maybe the turbo button didn't work because of the cable. I used a different one. I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to leave it at this. Would I recommend this product? I would not. So that's the bottom line. If I could get the turbo mode to work, then maybe I would, if you are looking for a 2 paddle with the turbo. But if you're just looking for 2 paddles, there's a lot of other options on the market. I would recommend you check out EXTREMERATE. Also, you get the DualSense Edge with the 2 paddles, but that's around $200, but that's a premium controller. So yeah. Hey, one more thing. Since you stayed to the end, I have a surprise for you guys. Hit me up on TikTok, Gamer2Know, and send me a direct message. The first 10 people that are going to send me the direct message, I'm going to choose one and I'm going to ship this controller to you, just because I don't really like it. This is the P5300. So yeah, this controllers are yours. Go to my TikTok, send me a direct message, say, hey, I'm from YouTube, I want the P5300 POS controller, and I'll send it to you. You have to live in the United States, all right? Take care, guys.